5, 13 degrees Celsius, bright, beautiful, sunny, sunshiny morning. Headed to work. I've got FSD engaged. As you can see, my streak is 14 miles, so basically pushed the button in the garage and away we went. I have not had to touch the wheel or do anything. This morning's tea selection is India Masala Chai. I give it a shot here. Made with exotic Indian herbs and spices. That smells delicious. Pretty decent long line of traffic through here. This is pretty typical for a Monday morning commute around this time. This is rural rush hour, so to speak. We are headed to work, like I said. Looks like we have another 6 miles or so, and we'll get there. So far, everything's gone smoothly with 14.3.3. Zero complaints whatsoever. It's just such a solid build. There's been a couple of things that have been, minor issues like braking. So I will have to say that it does kind of, not phantom brake, but it gets a little sketchy around squirrels, birds flying into our trajectory and our point of view. Things on the side of the road, it gets a little overly sensitive about. Like, for instance, I had a log on the side of the road, but it didn't infiltrate beyond the white line, and the car crossed the double solid to go around it. For whatever reason, I don't know, but it was a little excessive, I thought. Also, it brakes firmly for just random things like flags or mailboxes or just things that are a little out of place that it doesn't really understand, if it's a vector or not. Oh yes, that's beautiful. It's got a great flavor. Other things with 14.3.3, I have been able to keep both hands kind of gripping my teacup and saucer for longer periods than the previous version. Couple of other things as far as the warnings go. So yes, you still should be keeping both hands free. I can brake, I can drop my saucer. It's not a big deal to disengage if I need to. But if you do have your hands on, I did notice after about 10 minutes of holding my cup and saucer, I did get a warning, attention warning on the screen. It was just a text warning. It said that both hands were required to take over, and you need increased attention if you're in hurry mode. So that is a thing. If you're in hurry mode or Mad Max mode, attention monitoring system is more sensitive and will throw up warnings much quicker than if you're on standard chill or sloth. In the past, it used to do the blue flashy screen at you if your hands weren't ready to take over, if you weren't paying attention, and now it starts with just a text message up in the top box here. So there are some nuances to the attention monitoring that are different from 14.3.2. As far as smoothness goes, I can say that when you're coming up to a stop sign, it's much less hesitant. So it feels smoother in that regard, where yes, you're still going to have to do the NHTSA stop where you're stopping to zero, but then it does it fairly quickly and then proceeds fairly cautiously, but still, expeditiously into the intersection if nobody's coming. Before, it would kind of hesitate, stop, creep, Now it's stop, creep, go, with less hesitation, which I like a lot. There's been a couple of spots that it's really been nice to have it do that behavior instead. In places where there's a really high speed limit, like I have a really difficult unprotected left, and the speed limit on the cross traffic is 50 miles an hour. So you really have to get out there fast. You can't be hesitating and changing your mind whether or not you're going to go or not. So I do appreciate that smoothness at stop signs has improved. What else? I can say that the garage behavior, it's pulling out of the garage, no problem. It's had a previous warning of object in path detected when trying to back out of my garage at home, and it would be kind of jerky. You'd have to push the accelerator a few times to get it to really get a move on. But now you just push the button, it backs right out and heads on to work. The behavior going back into the garage, I still find myself having to tap the accelerator to kind of inch it in there, so the garage door will be open when I get home, and it'll want to stop and park right before the garage. So if I step on the accelerator, it will go in and inch its way in and park inside the garage, but often it requires an accelerator tap from me. As far as the routes go, I haven't noticed any erroneous routes or going out of its way to take a longer way. I know that was a complaint with the last version, was that, navigation issues were a problem. I honestly don't have too many navigation issues. It usually goes from A to B without any random extra mileage or anything like that. When it does go to my work, it will go to the garage I like. I have it programmed that way. But sometimes it still doesn't get close enough to the badge reader, so I have to either put it in park, take my seatbelt off, and manually go if it doesn't get me close enough, or I have to just take over, and most of the time I just take over so I don't have to go through all that nonsense. So it could get a little bit closer to those badge readers where you require a badge or a ticket to get the gate open. Same thing coming out of the garage. If you have a hard stop where you're required to badge out or put a ticket in and pay to have the lift gate open, often it doesn't get close enough to that, so you have to take over and do it manually. So it would be nice if there was a straight shot to get a little bit closer. Even if it went slower, that would be okay, but still very cautious around pedestrians as well. So we'll notice increased braking and sensitivity to when there's pedestrians either on the sidewalk or approaching the intersection. It doesn't like to sit in a line of traffic, as you can tell. It just put on the blinker and went in the lane with the fewer cars. So kind of like that behavior. I'm not upset about that at all. love that the suspension is smooth in the Model 3, the newer Model 3. It's very much improved from the old Model 3. I'm able to have my tea and not spill it for the most part. But yeah, overall 14.3.3 is a solid build. I've heard some people complaining about it, but I haven't had any critical disengagements, let's say. Most of the stuff is just a comfort issue. That's really it. The odd accelerator tap. Of course, the issue is getting out of the parking garage at work. It still has parking garage handicaps. It doesn't quite understand which direction to go, because if there's poor markings and just doesn't know, then it's not intuitive in that go down the ramp to exit, go up the ramp to park. Little nuances here and there. I'm trying to train it, but I don't think it understands my input. But I'll keep trying. We'll see. If I manually press the blinker and long press it, it will go the correct direction, but I do have to manually press that button for it to do the right action, which is okay. It's still learning. I don't expect it to be perfect in a parking garage yet. Now, when we have banish and the car goes and drops you off at the front door and parks itself, then we need to be concerned that the parking garage behavior is solid. Beautiful morning, isn't it so pretty? Oh, this blue sky is wonderful. Just makes me smile. Right here, there's a pedestrian approaching the intersection on his phone. Are we going to stop and wait for him? Yeah, okay, so go ahead. Go ahead. You go. Okay, I did an accelerator tap there because it was a little bit of a cluster, but you got it figured out. All right, my next test will be speed bumps. It has not responded appropriately for speed bumps. It has gone excessively fast over speed bumps, even well-marked ones like this one coming up here. So we're going 25. Are we going to slow down? Today it's calling me a liar. We did slow down for that one. I think it really depends if there's a lead car and the lead car is braking for the speed bump. Here's another one, and we're slowing reasonably for that. Oh, there's my first warning. FSD, supervised hands-free mode off. Hands must be ready to steer. So there's my warning. I did have to touch the screen. It did flash blue. Here's another speed bump, and we are not slowing for it. Wasn't well marked, but it was a speed bump nonetheless. This one is a very, very difficult speed bump. Please slow down. Okay, awesome. Today, there's my notification saying that we've reactivated hands-free FSD. But yeah, so speed bumps are hit and miss, literally hit or miss. Like they, here I have to hard press here because we're going to make a right. Please go right. Go right, go right, go right. Hard, the long press is not working today, so I did have to take over. Usually I can override that by long pressing the blinker and it will follow my directions, but today it is being non-compliant. We'll label that one as navigation. It's okay. I'm going to take over for the badging anyhow because I'm not trying to fool around with all that this morning. Okay, so let's see the garage, if it can find its way to my parking spot. This is all patient-only parking. It goes extremely slow in the parking garage, and rightfully so. Speed limit is 5 miles an hour. Okay, we need to go left to keep going up to get to the other level of parking. Does it know that? Nope, it does not know that. I'm gonna have to go ahead and take over. Parking. I'm hoping that when we're sending these messages, Tesla's looking and listening to what we're saying to improve the system. So I'm going to go ahead and park myself, because FSD likes to park between the lines. I like to park a little over the line against the wall, so there's less chance of door dings, at least on one side. And we're here. Have a great